held by clinical officers at 14% and medical doctors at 6.9%. Other health cadres make up 31% of the workforce. In the same period, significant efforts by both the national and county government led to the resolution of industrial actions in the health sector. A return to work formula was successfully implemented for doctors and clinical officers, marking an end to labour strikes. These developments indicate ongoing improvements in the management and expansion of the human resource for health across the country. Recognizing the role health financing plays in achieving universal healthcare coverage, county governments have continued to allocate an average of 30% of their total budgets to health departments, with a commitment to gradually increase this allocation. Additionally, 34 counties have aligned with the Facilities Improvement Financing Act 2023, ensuring transition from the National Health Insurance Fund to the Social Health Insurance Fund has created challenges, as counties are owed 12 billion for services rendered causing disruption in health services due to delayed payments. Analysis of key performance indicators of maternal and child health shows progressive improvement in the financial years under review. Specifically, skilled birth delivery is at 89%, antenatal care coverage is at 54%, an improvement of 2.6%. A total of 10,778 neonatal deaths were reported in health facilities across the 47 counties, a 1.2% improvement from the last year reported neonatal deaths. Notably, fewer maternal deaths have been reported in the health facilities in the financial year 2023-2024 compared to the previous year, where we had 12,144. Additionally, the proportion of children who are immunized under 1 year is at 79%, a drop by 3% from the previous year, which was 82%. The current approach on improving service delivery is through strengthening primary health care and referral services through primary care networks. Cumulatively, for the year under review, 41 counties have established a total of 151 PCNs, which is an improvement by 70% from the previous financial year, where we had only 89 primary health care networks across the country. The community health program has also significantly increased access to preventative and promotive services to the grassroots level. County governments committed to providing monthly stipend to the 100,831 CHPs in the last financial year. 45 counties have rolled out electronic community health information systems to support data collection and reporting at community level. Lastly, during the 10th Extraordinary Summit held on 18th December, the two levels of government agreed on a remuneration mechanism of a 50-50 matching fund to be disbursed to the counties as a conditional grant to facilitate an increment of the stipends to the CHPs. In the agricultural sector, according to the 2024 Economic Survey, agriculture remains a vital part of our economy, with a remarkable 7% growth and contribution of 21.8% to our gross domestic product, GDP. At the county level, we have witnessed substantial growth in crop production, with maize output reaching 47.6 million bags, a 38.8% increase from the previous year. Rice production has risen also by 19.1%, reaching 229.1 thousand tons, while tea production grew by 6.6% to 570,000 tons. To support mechanization, Kirinyaga County purchased one new tractor, additional existing 199 agricultural mechanization stations. Livestock health has also been enhanced through 3.3 million vaccinations, which amounted to, which also is in addition to 190 artificial insemination and the distribution of 247,959 chicks. Additionally, 30 milk coolers and 88 cold storage facilities have been established to improve milk production. Over 1 million bags of fertilizer have been distributed to 97,000 farmers, along with various seedlings, and 611,999 fingerlings for aquaculture have also been distributed. 723 irrigation kits, 13 greenhouses were provided to farmers, along with 30 food stores and 9 hay stores for better produce storage and distribution. Extension services have reached 5 million farmers, with 79,776 trained at agricultural training centers across the country. Countries have also shown support for agriculture in investing 27.2 billion, which constitutes 6.9% of total county spending. Dear Kenyans, on arid and semi-arid lands and disaster risk management. In the period under review, severe flooding, droughts, landslides, and disease outbreak profoundly impacted multiple counties, causing widespread displacement, infrastructure damage, and livelihood disruption. Our data highlights the following key points: that we had 315 total fatalities, injuries were 188 across the counties, displacement 291, set up across 25 counties for displaced persons. Schools which were affected were 1,647. Health facilities that were damaged were 64 health facilities across 12 counties, and wash facilities which were damaged were 5,306 across 20 counties. Agricultural damage to the crops was for 298,673 acres, while 9,637 livestock were lost across the counties. Driven by the commitment to protect lives and livelihood, counties were able to put in place response measures as follows. They mobilized resources to provide emergency relief to affected households, benefiting 51,282 households. Immediate steps were taken to repair and restore damaged infrastructure. For sustainability of the above, 62% of the counties have enacted a Disaster Risk Management Act, 48% of the counties have a disaster risk management policy, and 74% of counties have an operational county emergency operational plan, and 32% of counties have allocated the mandated 2% of their annual budget to the county emergency fund. Livestock vaccination and health. Counties also undertook extensive livestock vaccination campaign to prevent disease outbreaks following the floods and the droughts, with over 2.9 million livestock vaccinated across several counties. On lands, housing and urban development, transport and infrastructure. In the period under review, 3 county governments approved their county spatial plans, making it 18 counties with approved county spatial plans. In addition, 11 counties have their draft plans at the respective county assemblies undergoing approval, while 21 are undergoing preparation of the respective county executives. Additionally, 28 extra counties have established functioning GIS labs, bringing the total to 37 counties. On matters roads, county governments currently manage 182,000 kilometers of total road network in the country. 70% of these networks are in fair condition, and county governments endeavor to ensure the percentage increases to at least 90%. To achieve these goals, counties have tarmacked 2,156 kilometers and gravelled 12,842 kilometers of roads in the financial year 2023-2024. In collaboration with the national government and in a bid to eliminating informal settlement in urban areas, 33 county governments are participating in the implementation of the second Kenya Informal Settlement Improvement Project, with 88 settlements benefiting from security of tenure and 95 benefiting from the infrastructure upgrading. In line with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda on affordable housing, county governments have signed intergovernmental memoranda of understanding with the national government, in which the counties have identified land for comprehensive planning and affordable housing projects implementation. On matters energy, in the period under review, 46,779 households benefited from clean cooking technologies, up from 13,581 in 2022. 4,000 street lighting infrastructures have been installed across the counties. 503 renewable energy projects have been implemented, where 33 counties are utilizing solar power for street lighting, mini grids, backup power in hospitals, and in water pumping. In seeking to expand their presence under the function electricity and gas reticulation and energy regulation, counties are keen on working with the state agencies such as the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy, REREC, in implementing the matching fund program so that the more and more remote areas within the county can benefit from the electrification projects. On trade, industry, and cooperatives and enterprise development, in the year under review, 117 new markets were constructed in 28 counties, recording 35% increase in the number of markets constructed within the year. Additionally, 113 markets were renovated in 34 counties. However, this was a decrease by 34% from the number of markets renovated in the financial year 2022-2023 due to the clawback on the county function. By the end of the financial year, 36 counties had successfully automated their business registration services, simplifying the process of SMEs to formalize their operations. Additionally, 30 counties had implemented electronic unified single business permits, effectively streamlining registration procedures, lowering fees, and expediting licensing processes. Consequently, the number of businesses issued with trade licenses increased by 32% to record a high of 506,855 enterprises registered within the financial year. In addition, county governments have facilitated access to finance by SMEs, with at least 32 county governments establishing county business enterprise funds and other financing programs to support SMEs. In the financial year under review, counties engaged in investment promotion initiatives that included establishment of the county aggregation and industrial parks in 42 counties, with construction of necessary infrastructure at an advanced stage. 2, setting up of 28 gazetted special economic zones, with 9 of these zones being gazetted, including Riwa, Rivertex, Premier Foods Industry, Mount Elgon Orchards, International Controls, Michel Courts, Freight Kenya, Kingsway Industrial Park, Sagana Agro Industrial City, and Rock Plant SEZ. 3, the establishment of business incubation centers and innovation hubs to support startups and small businesses in counties such as Isiolo, Kiambu, Kisumu, Makueni, Meru, and Nairobi. Fellow Kenyans, in tourism and wildlife, 17 counties have enacted tourism acts, 10 counties have established wildlife acts. These legislative measures provide clear guidelines and regulations essential for promoting sustainable tourism practices and wildlife conservation. Narok County stands out for its proactive conservation efforts, having developed comprehensive conservation management plans to protect the Masai Mara ecosystem. These plans are not only aimed at safeguarding wildlife, but also at ensuring that the benefits of tourism are equitably shared amongst local communities, thus supporting both conservation and local economic development. Dear Kenyans, on natural resource management sector, Over the period under review, counties established material recovery facilities, increasing the number of facilities from 53 to 62 on various scales. 15 counties have sanitary landfills in place, an increase from 12 counties in 2022-2023. There was also an increase in waste recycling companies from 187 to 243. Nurturing strong natural resource governance is a priority for counties, and it is on this premise that in that period under review, 29 counties developed environmental policies and acts, 35 counties developed solid waste management policies, 45 counties enacted climate change-related acts, and 37 counties developed water-related policies, and 18 counties enacted forestry-related acts. In the nascent blue economy sector, the blue economy presents a significant opportunity for sustainable development, with various counties enacting blue economy acts to manage fishery and aquaculture. Training and skill development programs in the blue economy sector are crucial for equipping individuals with the knowledge and expertise required to manage and optimize marine and aquatic resources. Based on this, there are 257 registered students taking up training, acquiring skills in blue economy, with Kisumu County having registered 100 students, Kwale County 50 students, Bungoma County 24, Kilifi, Mombasa, Taita Taveta counties 20 each, and Kisii, Busia having 13 and 10 registered students respectively. These students are registered in the county TVETs, BTCs, and the Bandari Maritime Academy. Effective management and regulation of fisheries has also resulted in the licensing of approximately 15,571 fishers across 34 counties and approximately 6,235 fishing vessels. With regard to pre-primary and vocational education, in the period under review, pre-primary enrollment grew by 2.22%, with 2.8 million children enrolled, achieving gender parity, with 1.4 million being boys and 1.426 million being girls. This progress highlights our commitment to equitable education access for all children. To maintain education quality, 74,557 teachers were employed in pre-primary centers, with county government employing 48,895 and private providers providing 25,662. In gender, culture, social services, youth and sports sectors, in the financial year 2023-2024, county governments allocated over 918 million towards gender programming. These funds were used for gender-based violence prevention, policy development, sensitization programs, and the construction of rescue and safe shelters. A total of 14,056 people, including 7,760 women, benefited from the AGPO program across 47 counties, and 34 counties have implemented gender-responsive laws and policies. Additionally, 234 women now occupy key executive positions at the county level, reflecting a progress in advancing women leadership. For sports, counties allocated 3.8 billion, utilizing the funds to develop sports facilities such as fields, playgrounds, sports complex, community grounds, and the stadium, purchase equipment, and sponsor youth participation in tournaments. 1.19 billion was allocated for social services, focusing on providing devices for persons with disabilities, supporting the elderly, and tracing and reuniting street children. In the legal and intergovernmental relationship space, the intergovernmental relations in our devolved dispensations are conducted through various high-level meetings between the national government and county governments, or are amongst county governments. In the financial year under review, the National and County Government Coordinating Summit was held on 18th December 2023 to address key issues like the transfer of functions, asset valuation, and the road maintenance levy fund. The COG has held 5 full council meetings to address issues affecting counties. On the implementation of SDGs, in 6 years, the sun will set for the implementation of the Agenda 2030. Kenya is amongst the community of nations that has adopted a set of indicators derived from the overall 17 goals. With devolution, delivery of public goods such as water, healthcare, roads and early childhood development and education and extension services, it is in the hands of county governments. A majority of the county functions listed in the 4th schedule are directly linked to the SDGs, and consequently, devolved units stand at the center of the SDG implementation. In collaboration effort with the State Department of Economic Planning and backed by the UN agencies such as UNRCO, UNDP, UNFPA, IOM, UNICEF, the COG has successfully conducted 4 county engagements. These engagements were designed to deepen the understanding of Kenya's prioritized SDG indicators, acquaint stakeholders with the voluntary local review and voluntary national review processes, and capture best practices. As such, 17 county governments, namely Bungoma, Busia, Elgeyo Marakwet, Wajir, Homa Bay, Kajiado, Kakamega, Makueni, Mombasa, Narok, Nyeri, Taita Taveta, Vihiga, West Pokot, Baringo, Kilifi, and Embu conducted VLRs in the last fiscal year and subsequently generated reports. These VLRs were incorporated into the voluntary national review that was presented at the high-level political forum in July this year. On peer-to-peer learning, under the financial year under review, our Knowledge Hub Marifa Center published the 5th and 6th editions of the Compendiums for County Innovations and Best Practices, documenting 46 impactful success stories. We have conducted 2 workshops for knowledge management champions and established a database of 31 champions. Peer-to-peer learning forums have been organized for executive directors and executive committee members across sectors. As at the 2023 Devolution Conference held in Uasin Gishu County, COG launched the Devolution Book. This publication, which can be downloaded at the Marifa Center portal, commemorates a decade of devolution in Kenya, offering valuable insights and reflections on the journey and impact of devolved governance in the country. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, Excellency Governors, devolution remains the cornerstone of our governance, aiming to be a catalyst for transformative service delivery and equitable development across the country. As demonstrated in the counties have made remarkable progress in critical sectors such as healthcare, education, roads, environment, and water and sanitation services. Despite these achievements, challenges such as clawback on county functions and delayed disbursement to counties threaten the full realization of devolution. My plea, as we implement the devolved system of governance in this 3rd cycle, is that we all work together towards ensuring that the people of Kenya enjoy the full dividends of devolution as enshrined in Article 174 of the Constitution. To borrow from the words of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States of America, we can say that county governments are of the people, by the people, and for the people. Consequently, as governors, we are committed to investing in the success of devolution for the present and future generation. Let us continue to champion and protect devolution, building a more inclusive, responsive, and accountable governance system for all. I thank you.
Let us give the chair a round of big applause. Thank you, Your Excellency. Allow me at this juncture to invite a video on the legacy of the COG executive team. Please, will be played on the screen.
Following the general elections held in 2022 and in fulfillment with Sections 19, subsection 2 and 3 of the Intergovernmental Relations Act of 2012, the Council of Governors held the elections on the 17th of September 2022 for the chairperson, vice chairperson, and the whip, and the council committee chairs. This was the first COG executive team to be elected in this third cycle of devolution. It comprised of Her Excellency Anwar Guru, His Excellency Hamed Abdullahi, and His Excellency Stephen Sang, all who were unanimously elected and all who served for 2 years. This video highlights the achievements of the executive and the committee chairs in the last 2 years.
What it means to be a chair of the Council of Governors is, first of all, it's not a rank position. It's just first amongst equals. All governors are at the same level. They're all elected in their counties, and so they choose one of their own to provide leadership for a period of time. It requires a lot of engagement with colleagues. It requires you to work mostly with committee chairs, the secretariat, and other stakeholders to ensure that the objectives of devolution are achieved. I remember my colleagues telling me that we are not electing you because you're a woman, we're electing you as a leader. Very humbling. But having said that, it was another broken glass ceiling for the women of Kenya.
I would describe our tenure as being extremely transformative in many ways, and we've achieved a lot. And the data speaks for itself.
We all appreciate that the Council of Governors operates not just as through council meetings, but actually primarily through committees. We have seen many committees undertake their responsibilities. We have achieved a lot of engagement with various development partners, with various stakeholders, with the national government, with primarily Parliament, both the Senate and the National Assembly, through the active participation of committees.
We have managed to do certain things that are very critical to devolution. One of them, for example, is the process of unbundling of devolved functions. It's taken us 10 years of devolution to actually get to a place where we have actually managed to unbundle. One that follows with what I had mentioned about the unbundling of functions is the ECDA program, because that function was actually devolved without any costing or any unbundling. And during my tenure, we have managed to do that. It has been costed and estimated that early education costs counties about 22 billion shillings a year. Another achievement has been the strengthening of devolution through increased resources. We have managed to increase the resources that were allocated under the equitable share to county governments from 370 billion shillings in the 7% in conditional grants.
For a very long time, we didn't have structured engagements with our development partners, but the Resource Mobilization Committee managed to organize. I think we have had 2 sessions with development partners. I think that this is also one other committee that presents a good opportunity for the council to engage with the development partners and ensure that we co-create programs together with the development partners, so that whatever it is that comes out of our engagement with development partners is something that county governments and the council has given input.
We've had a very good, in spite of challenging times, good working relationship with the national government. So we have taken intergovernmental relations to a different level. We've been through a lot as a country in the last 2 years. But in spite of the challenges in the economy and in the political space, we have tried our best to resolve intergovernmental disputes and issues as cordially as possible. And we moved or inched closer to getting a closure on the issue of completing the unbundling of functions and consummating the transfer process.
We had a very successful devolution conference in Eldoret, which had over 8,000 participants. I provided again a framework for sharing information, getting people to know the successes of devolution, and also engaging with stakeholders, development partners, non-state actors on how we can continue improving service delivery at the local level. During the devolution conference, we also introduced the Devolution Warrior Awards, and we gave awards to people who we recognize have contributed to the devolution journey and can be leaders in their respective sectors to encourage other people to participate and exemplify service delivery at a devolved level. Prior to the devolution conference, we had our children's devolution conference. That was very unique. It brought young people together to discuss their aspirations on devolution. What is it that they expect from devolved functions? What is it they expect from those who have been elected, even if they are not eligible to vote, so that we can understand the expectation of the future generation. One of my contributions is in strengthening of systems and structures. You have heard what we're doing with Marifa Center that takes very key lessons from various counties on successes, trailblazers, and translating that across all other counties, and ensuring that we're providing a framework for peer-to-peer learning. And that has helped significantly improve service delivery in the counties. And on matters welfare, the Ugatuzi Circle cuts across all counties. And this circle was set up to support our staff and those who work within the county governments with financial services. We came up with the G7. We said that, yes, we started with first 3 female governors, and now we are 7. And I wanted to play a role in ensuring that that gain is not reversed, that after these 5 years, we will see more women governors elected. And the reason that we have the G7 program now is, one, to highlight the achievements that women governors have achieved, and to send a message mostly to the electorate that women governors can be elected and they can deliver. Another achievement during my tenure is that we managed to develop a 5-year strategic plan for the council, which is runs from the year 2022 to 2027. And the objective of the strategic plan is to strengthen governance and accountability and transparency in service delivery. On other things, other than sector forums, we have had programs that have been very unique during my tenure. The UHC, for example, the President and the National Government Ministry of Health and the county governments, and we're all aligned on the new delivery of the universal healthcare, which will start being implemented from this coming month. We have managed to get most of our counties past the FIF laws at county level, which is the Facility Improvement Fund. And this is supposed to help counties generate revenue from the health sector, but also ensure that those revenues are secured and used within the health sector to improve both the facilities and the human resource service and provision of medicine, etc. And we can say about 41 counties have managed to pass the FIF law. We've also managed to improve provision of primary health care through what we call the CHPs, you know, the community health promoters. We're doing that with the national government, where we provide a stipend for these people who volunteer or work at primary healthcare level for level 1 and 2s mostly, and within the communities, and within a framework that we call the community health networks, which also we have established at every level of the counties. Another program that is very critical for counties and that we expect will translate into increased welfare, better welfare for communities, is the agricultural programs that we have managed to implement. There is the NAV CDP, and then we have also the FSRP program. And both of those programs, we have managed to get resources for them, an estimate of 40 billion shillings that is going to the counties for the next 5 years. And we expect that it will translate to improved agricultural output, and more than that, also increasing the welfare of farmers at the county level. I'm very proud of the achievement, especially for this, because it's increased resources under the conditional grants at county level. We also have another program that has been very critical to many counties called the Kenya Urban Support Program. And under this program, we have secured $350 million, which is about 44 billion shillings that is going to counties. Most of these counties have municipalities and urban areas, and comes to about 71 municipalities and about 4 cities that are benefiting from that program. And the program works specifically to improve infrastructure in those counties, building roads, facilities like fire stations, improving the infrastructure to make these municipalities move from the level of just urban areas to municipalities. Finally, on the programs, we have one on climate change, which we built on from COP28 and COP29, which is called FLOCA. And under that program, we have managed to get the role and the involvement of subnational governments in the whole conversation on climate change, and also in developing action plans that can be implemented at local level. In all our counties, we have set up climate change units, and we have also passed laws in most of our counties for the same. One of the greatest challenges that I've encountered, and has been encountered by my predecessors, was the attempt to claw back on devolution. That has really been a challenge. You're always making 2 steps forward, and then you take another step back. Another challenge has been the shrinking fiscal space. As you know, every year there is inflation, there is number of people who require services increase. However, our growth trajectory in the amount of resources that we receive at county level has not been commensurate. The other challenge is the difficulty that has been with trying to anchor COG into law. The law recognizes the Council of Governors, all right, but in terms of being in the law so that it can be funded both concurrently by the National Treasury and the county governments has been a challenge. The final challenge is the balance between the politics of the day and safeguarding devolution. My words of advice to my successor is always be focused on devolution and why the council exists. Always ensure that you're bringing all stakeholders on board so that we minimize on the friction and resistance. Sometimes it looks like you're giving in, but be extremely strategic, ensuring that you achieve the objectives that you set out to achieve. And finally, ensure that every county feels that it has been represented and that their needs have been met, so that there is not at any one time that one county feels that it has been disenfranchised because of either another or because of our policy that we have put in place. If my successor does that, keep good relations with your peers, always respect the fact that you're first amongst equals, and that all governors are the same, at the same level, and you're being given the privilege to lead for a season, I think you will be successful.
Thank you very much. Well said, well executed. Above all, indeed, it is a legacy of the COG executive team. Can we clap for them? Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And now allow me to invite His Excellency Ambassador Stephen Schroman, the Danish ambassador to Kenya, and at the same time, Chairperson, Devolution Donor Working Group. Welcome.
Naam, basi mtazamaji, hivyo ndivyo hali ilivyo katika baraza la magavana, ambapo maamuzi ambayo ni muhimu katika uongozi wa baraza hilo yanafanywa katika kikao cha siku ya leo. Mtazamaji, mengi zaidi bila shaka tutang'amua mwendo wa jioni, wakati ambapo tukipata taarifa kamili kuhusiana na wanakamati ambao wamechaguliwa kuongoza kamati mbalimbali. Akiwa tayari amechaguliwa kuongoza baraza la magavana, ambaye ni gavana wa kaunti ya Wajir. Na mtazamaji, basi naibu wake akiwa ni gavana wa kaunti ya Nyeri, Mutahi Kahiga. Bila shaka mtazamaji, kumbuka kwamba huu ni uongozi wa miaka miwili kuanzia sasa, mwaka 2024 hadi mwaka 2026. Wasisi wa kiti hichi cha mwenyekiti wa baraza la magavana ulikuwa ni aliyekuwa gavana wa kaunti ya Bomet, ambaye alikuwa ni Isaac Ruto. Isaac Ruto, bila shaka, ambaye aliongoza baraza hili kuanzia mwaka 2013 hadi mwaka 2015, lakini aliyekuwa mwenyekiti kufikia sasa ni gavana wa kaunti ya Kirinyaga, Bi Anne Waiguru. Basi uongozi wa miaka miwili hii unaendea eneo la kaskazini mashariki mwa Kenya, ikiwa ni kaunti ya Wajir. Alikuwa gavana wa sasa, ambaye ni gavana wa Tharaka Nithi, Muthomi Njuki, ndiye anayeongoza kama mwanakamati wa kamati ya afya katika baraza la magavana. Na kama alivyotaja ni kwamba mengi zaidi tutang'amua hapo baadaye mwendo wa jioni, ambapo mwenzangu Lois Wangoi anazidi kuifuatilia taarifa hii kutoka hapa jijini Nairobi. Na basi huo ndio mwisho wa taarifa zetu za siku ya leo mtazamaji.
The Devolution Donor Working Group are very proud to associate ourselves with the success, and we are keen to continue this partnership, this long-standing partnership. So as Kenya continues its journey of devolution, now in its 14th year, it is indeed also an opportunity to reflect a little bit what can be enhanced. The video touched upon challenges. I will do it now by raise a couple of questions that perhaps is a to-do list to the new, or contribution to a to-do list to the new leadership team, or at least something that we should all reflect upon. So here's the questions. On public financial management, what more should be done to enhance accountability? On public participation, which is a constitutional requirement, what lessons can be learned from efforts that have been made so far? How can it be made more meaningful and inclusive? On coordination across and within service delivery, what more can be done to facilitate peer learning? On inter- and intra-governmental relations, what should be done to deepen these relations and to promote equitable service delivery? On legislation, what more can be done to provide the appropriate legal regime for deepening devolution and implementing the laws that are already existing? and on peer learning. What more can counties do to have more of this to promote indigenous capacity building on own source revenue? What more can counties do to fulfill the significant potential to generate more income from within own counties? Now, as I said, answering these questions requires some consideration, and it for sure requires the input from all members of the devolution family. And I'm confident that if we work together, we shall indeed find appropriate answers and solutions and thereby deepen devolution. The Devolution Sector Working Group is by all measures a viable forum for such discussions, and we as development partners stand ready to offer our perspectives and continue to work with you on this. In conclusion, I believe that devolution is irreversible, and with the right approaches, we can do much more, and we can certainly do better. So let me wish the new leadership, the new team that are the Council of Governance, the very best on my and the group's behalf. I wish you good luck in implementing your important mandate. Asante sana. Thank you so much.
Asante. Let us appreciate Ambassador once again. Our chief guest, now allow me also to invite the PS State Department of Devolution, Madam Teresia Mbaika. Tumpigie makofi mazuri akija.
Our chief guest today, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, the Chairperson, Council of Governors, all governors present, senators present, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to join you all here today as we take stock of progress devolution has made over the years, recognizing that our journey is filled with both achievements and challenges. Indeed, devolution has been a beacon of hope for many, representing the promise of more responsive governance, increased local participation, and equitable distribution of resources. The State Department for Devolution is committed to the realization of its mandate of providing harmonious intergovernmental relations, building capacity, and providing technical assistance to county government for effective service delivery in this devolved system of government. To this end, allow me to state some significant milestones we have achieved in the advancement of our mandate. We have developed the Devolution Policy 2024 that is currently awaiting approval by the Cabinet for implementation. The policy embodies our commitment to refining our approach to devolution, ensuring that it remains relevant and effective in serving diverse needs of our counties. We have also made strides in enhancing public engagement through the Public Participation Policy 2023, which is already in action, laying the groundwork for the forthcoming Public Participation Bill, which is currently before Parliament. This legislation aims to create a robust framework for citizen engagement in development, decision-making, and leadership and accountability. It is vital that every Kenyan has a voice in shaping our community's future, and this bill is a significant step towards that goal. We also recognize that education is crucial for empowering our citizens to address this. We have developed the National Civic Education Framework, validated through extensive consultations with both state and non-state actors. This framework is now awaiting Cabinet approval and is poised to provide a comprehensive, coordinated approach to civic education across the country. By fostering citizenry, we lay the foundation for a more engaged and active populace. On the ground, we have made substantial progress in transferring functions to the county government, having identified contested functions across 12 sectors and build consensus I'm pleased to report that 61 libraries and their attendant resources have already been successfully transferred to county governments, enhancing access to information and education to our communities. The process of transferring other agreed functions is ongoing, and we are committed to ensuring that counties are equipped to carry out their mandate effectively. In tandem with these transfers, we have prioritized evaluation and transfer of assets to county governments. All movable assets have been valued and transferred, while the assessment of immovable assets, including land and buildings in 30 counties, is in progress. These efforts are vital to empower our counties, giving them the resources they need to thrive. In realizing the importance of mobilizing resources to support county government, the State Department and the World Bank is successfully implementing the second phase of Kenya Devolution Support Program with an investment of $150 million. The program is meant to strengthen county performance in financing, management, coordination, and accountability of resources. All the 47 counties have signed participation agreements signaling their commitment to this transformative program. Yet, as we celebrate these achievements, we must remain vigilant. Devolution is a journey, not a destination. We must ensure that our policies and programs do not only exist on paper, but are effectively implemented and monitored. We must continue to engage our citizens, empowering them to hold their leaders accountable and to participate actively in shaping their communities. In conclusion, the status of devolution in Kenya today presents us with a landscape of promise and potential. We have made significant strides, but the road ahead requires our collective commitment. Let us safeguard the interest of our county government through effective legislation, ongoing engagement, and the robust resource mobilization. Together, we can realize the full potential of devolution and create a more just, equitable, and prosperous Kenya for all. Congratulations, the outgoing chair, for the good work that you have done, and all the governors. To the new leadership, karibuni sana, and all the best.
Thank you, PS, for your good remarks. Allow me now to invite Right Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, representative, the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Senator Veronica Maina. Let us appreciate Senator.
Honorable Chief Justice Martha Koome, President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, Honorable Ochieng David, representing the Speaker of the National Assembly, Madam Trezia Baika Malokwe, PS, State Department of Devolution, the outgoing and incoming Council of Governor Chairpersons, Your Excellency Ambassador Stephen Shonman, Danish Ambassador to Kenya and Chairperson, Devolution Donor Working Group, Your Excellencies, Governors drawn from the 47 counties, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The promulgation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 ushered in a refreshing and new political dispensation in our country. It gave us a system of governance that prioritized a deliberate transfer of resources to the 47 counties for service provision and for projects and programs. The subsequent general election held on March 4, 2013, swept into office new leaders, among them governors, senators, women representatives of county assemblies who directly initiated the implementation of devolution in line with Chapter 11 of the Constitution. Since the rollout of devolution, which is over a decade ago, and without any fear of contradiction, devolution has occasioned an irrefutable record of development and progress at the grassroots and a major reconfiguration of our socio-economic and political landscapes. The over 2 trillion shillings disbursed to counties since 2013 have been a game changer in all the counties and transformed a number of them from the remote outposts they were in the pre-devolution days to their current status as hubs of economic activity. A visit to any of the 47 counties now will reveal tarmacked and motorable roads that have eased transport and movement of people, hospitals for communities that have never had one within reach, modern markets for small-scale traders in urban centers, early childhood education centers, fully equipped technical and vocational training centers that impact skills in our youth and boost their chances of getting jobs for self-employment, increased connection to clean piped water, and transformation of some of our key towns and county headquarters such as Nakuru and Eldoret into cities, to name but a few. Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today to witness new officials taking over leadership of the Council of Governors, popularly known as COG, from the outgoing team led by my sister, Governor Anne Waiguru, and we must commend the outgoing officials for a job well done and for contributing to the attainment of some of the milestones listed above. Thank you, Governor Anne Waiguru, for championing the cause of devolution and the cause of women in governance. And specifically, as women from Kenya, we thank you for the roadmap of moving G7 to G24. We are, however, compelled to acknowledge that a lot of work still remains to be done, and the new team must hit the ground running to ensure devolution momentum does not become slackened. The challenges that still require our collective approach in finding solutions include the exceedingly huge amount of pending bills in counties, estimated at cash 156 billion by end of last year, delayed disbursement by the Exchequer, which disrupts and stifles implementation of programs and project execution, low inflow of own source revenue that is meant to augment annual Exchequer disbursements, failure by national government to relinquish all the devolved functions and follow them with requisite funding, simmering disquiet in many county governments that regrettably pit governors against county assemblies and governors against their deputies, emergency of a litany of predicaments associated with the escalating impact of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, Article 96 of our Constitution proclaims the role of Senate, outlining its core mandate of overseeing implementation of devolution. In undertaking this task, the Senate works through its standing and departmental committees that are the actual drivers of its business of oversight, legislation, and representation. I will now take a few moments to highlight the pivotal role that one of these committees, namely the Senate Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations, continue to play in the devolution space. In order to foster seamless functionality of the devolved units, the committee is presently considering the Intergovernmental Relations Amendment Bill, a key aspect of which is the anchoring of the COG Secretariat in law, according its access to the Consolidated Fund. The committee has also remained supportive of the need to bridge any gaps noted in the devolution sphere. This is what informed the convening of the inaugural high-level meeting between senators and governors last year. The caucus is meant to foster good working relations among devolution stakeholders and focusing energy towards accomplishment of shared goals. In accordance with the provisions of the fourth schedule, the Devolution Committee is further looking into the completion of the unbundling of the devolved functions, which regrettably is yet to be concluded some 10 years into the implementation of devolution. To cultivate and sustain good working relations and ease tension between governors and deputy governors, the committee has supported mediation in addition to streamlining the County Governments Act with the sole objective of improving cordiality within county leadership. ladies and gentlemen. To further escalate the gains of devolution, the Senate Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee plans to undertake the following. 1, to conduct an inquiry into the national government parastatals that are still performing devolved functions. 2, look into issues raised by the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary on the Auditor General's report on the county government for the financial year 2022 to 2023, which identifies cross-cutting issues that require the Senate's intervention. 3, to assess the status of the valuation of assets and liabilities by the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee. And 4, to conduct visits to various counties to assess the general state of devolution. The Senate has also been processing the County Public Finance Law Amendment Bill 2023 that will grant financial autonomy to the county assemblies to bolster their independence. The bill, which is sponsored by Honorable Kathuri Murungi, Meru Senator and Deputy Speaker, is at the second reading stage. As I conclude, I challenge COG to continue rallying leadership of counties to help take devolution to the next level. Counties must prioritize key issues such as increasing generation of own source revenue to boost their finances. They must also ramp up responses to climate change to sustain livelihoods and promote sustainable developments. Once again, I congratulate the COG fraternity for successful elections and wish the new officials success in their positions. And I thank you most sincerely, and the speech is read on behalf of the Right Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, EGHMP, Speaker of the Senate, Republic of Kenya. I'm a member of the Speaker's panel, hence the opportunity to come and present this message to yourself. And as you very well know, each of you, governors, Your Excellencies, are potential clients in the Senate. And I think this week is the most important week for that house called Senate because it's at the hallmark of impeachment proceedings, both of the Deputy President and the ones for Kericho Governor that has been presented to the Senate. Don't be afraid. You will have a fair hearing at the Senate. God bless you. See you at the Senate as you come to visit us.
Thank you. Jamani, naomba tumuongezee makofi mazuri Senator Veronica Maina. On the other hand, allow me again to invite the representative of Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, EGH, the Speaker, National Assembly, Honorable David Ochieng, MP Ugenya. Tumpigie makofi pia, Mheshimiwa. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, governors. To my lady, the Chief Justice, the Honorable Excellency Anne Waiguru, Chairperson of the Council of Governors, the Just Immediate Speaker, representing the Speaker of Senate, PS Devolution, Excellency Governors present here, development partners present here today, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to represent the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, who, because of what had just been mentioned a few minutes ago, is not able to be here. We've got a heavy day tomorrow. But he says the following, that it is a great honor for him to be here today for the State of Devolution Address as we mark another milestone in the devolution calendar. From the outset, allow me to commend the Council of Governors for the great work it has been doing in ensuring that the objects of devolution as exposed in Article 172 of the Constitution are realized. To this end, I wish to thank the Chairperson of Council of Governors, Her Excellency Anne Waiguru, for her astute leadership in matters devolution. I have had an opportunity to engage Kenyans in all the 47 counties, and I can attest that devolution has promoted social and economic development throughout the country. Recently, We also marked 14 years since the promulgation of the new constitution. And I must state that the dream we once had of revolution then is now a reality, and the people of Kenya can now enjoy proximate, easily accessible services in the countries. As a key pillar of the 2010 Constitution, devolution has certainly changed the way we conceptualize governance, as it has given powers of self-governance to our people by bringing governance closer home. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on, and as a country, I note that we have made great strides through devolution in key economic sectors such as agriculture, health, transport and energy, trade and investments, and urban infrastructure development. I'm, however, alive to the fact that the journey towards realizing objects of devolution has not been without challenges, as counties continue to grapple with inadequate funding, delayed disbursement of funds, high wage bill, and a failure to attain on-source revenue targets, which has strained the equitable share of revenue. These challenges, in the end, affect service delivery to our people, hence negating the objects of devolution as enshrined in the Constitution. And as I speak of the National Assembly, devolution is close to my heart, and I recall my days as Senator for Bungoma, where I had an opportunity to appreciate what devolution means to the people of Kenya, and more so, what they can do in changing their lives. From my experience, in seeking to make devolution more effective, the national government and county government must embrace consultative and collaborative approach to address the challenges facing the counties. The drafters of our constitution had already foreseen this and defined the nature of the relationship between the two levels of government, which should be on the basis of consultation and cooperation, as envisaged in Article 6 of the Constitution. Additionally, Article 189 of the Constitution stipulates the need for the government at each level to cooperate in the performance of their functions and to exercise their powers in a manner that respects the institutional integrity of the respective governments. Consequently, and despite the challenges, I am pleased to note that we have been on an upward trajectory in making devolution work effectively in the country. However, much more remains to be done to ensure that effective service delivery to our people is not undermined. Ladies and gentlemen, as a speaker, allow me to reiterate the commitment of the National Assembly towards working closely with the Council of Governors in seeking to promote devolution. I'm aware that often disagreements on the quantum of the equitable share of revenue has often spilled over to the courts, for instance, the case of road maintenance levy. And in my view, we need to work together and embrace consultation in unlocking any possible deadlocks that may affect delivery of social services to our people. The Council of Governors may therefore explore holding regular consultative forums with the National Assembly Budget and Appropriations Committee on issues of concern to the counties. For instance, I'm aware that presently many counties are grappling with the lack of funds due to the delay in enactment of the Division of Revenue Bill 2024 and the County Election Revenue Bill 2024. Whereas the delay in the two bills was occasioned by the Regional Finance Bill, it is time we had a candid debate on this recurring issue. And in my view, there may be need to formulate a legal framework that shall ensure regular and continuous funding of the counties, even where there is delay in the enactment of the Division of Revenue Bill and the County Election of Revenue Bills. This will then ensure that counties continue to function and provide essential services without interruptions. And in this regard, the Council of Governors, in consultation with the Budget and Appropriations Committee, should formulate the relevant legislation to address such challenges. And further, it's my view that the financing of the counties should be cushioned from the vagaries of legislative processes to ensure effective service delivery to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also aware that the challenge of inadequate funding has also been attributed to the basis of the allocation of equitable share of revenue in terms of the most recent audited accounts of the revenue and Article 203 and Article 3 of the Constitution. As it is presently, The allocation of the equitable share of the revenue to county government is based on the audited accounts of the financial year 2020-2021. And to this end, I urge the Council of Governors to engage and consult with the National Assembly Public Accounts Committee in seeking to hasten the approval of the audited account for the financial years 2021-2022 and 2022-2023 as submitted by the Auditor General. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I note the engagement between the Council of Governors and the National Assembly has often largely been in relation to financing of the county governments. However, beyond financial legislation, the sectoral and technical committees of Council of Governors should consider creating synergy with the various National Assembly departmental committees in considering legislation affecting the functions of the county government. This will safeguard the gains already made and prevent any clawback on devolution through legislation. And to this end, I therefore wish to congratulate the new leadership of the Council of Governors, including the chairpersons of the sectoral committees. Indeed, we look forward to working with the leadership of the committees in making devolution more effective and enhancing service delivery to Kenyans. I have no doubt that together we will deliver for the people of Kenya and move our country to greater heights of prosperity. With these very many remarks, I wish you the best and wish the new leadership the best and Godspeed in their work. Signed by the Speaker, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, EGH MP. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ochieng. Your Excellencies, allow me at this juncture, I request all of us to upstanding as I invite our chief guest, Honorable Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Tumpigie makofi mazuri. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. Please may we be seated. Your Excellency, the Chairperson of the Council of Governors, my sister, Chairman Emeritus, Chairperson Emeritus. She is correcting me from here and I stand corrected. Your Excellencies, Governors, colleagues from the government and our development partners, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you. Yes, I know it's been a long day, but allow me to briefly say something and first of all associate myself with those great speeches that have been rendered here, and also thank Our Excellency Governor Anne Waiguru, the outgoing chairperson of the Council of Governors, for the great honor of inviting me to grace this important occasion and to officially unveil the new committees of the Council of Governors. The judiciary is always a friend of the Council of Governors. The judiciary has supported devolution. Before I came here, I took time to refresh on some of the judicial pronouncements made by the judiciary to support the devolution. And I can confirm here that the judiciary has lived to the principle and objective of nurturing, protecting, and promoting devolution. So I join in congratulating the incoming office holders of the Council of Governors for the confidence that your peers have in you, that have seen all of you elected to steer this esteemed body for the next 2 years. We are happy to witness a free, fair, and peaceful election where there was no violence or even squabbling. I think there is hope in this country through this Council of Governance. I am confident that in your able hands and under your stewardship, the promise of devolution will continue to have a formative impact in the lives of our people across the country. I also want to thank the outgoing chair and all committees and the leadership team for a job well done. The presentation of the programs are just an outstanding, profound work that has been done by your leadership in the last 2 years. Congratulations, Madam Chair Emeritus, and your committee. So as we gather here for the State of Devolution Address and the unveiling of the new executive and chairpersons of the Council of Governors, we all acknowledge that devolution is one of the critical hallmarks of our Constitution. I would like to congratulate our county governments for the transformative impact they have had on governance, service delivery, and development across the country over the last 12 years. The last 2 weeks, I traveled to Kisumu County at night to a resort called Sierra. I did not see much on my way to Sierra, but on the next day as we were traveling back to Kisumu, I was wondering whether I'm in Kenya or in South Africa. Well done. Well done. There is so much hope in getting to where many of the counties are. Devolution was born of the serious challenges that Kenyans had faced as a country since independence, including the need for effective self-governance, accountability in the exercise of power, equitable social and economic development, and public participation. A colleague was mentioning to me that public participation is actually mentioned 18 times in the Constitution. That underscores the centrality of the people in the governance of our country, and therefore devolution is absolutely critical in giving people the power to express themselves in the way they want to be governed. Importantly, devolution was designed as a platform to recognize and accommodate Kenya's rich diversity and ensuring the protection of minorities and marginalized communities and groups, including women, children, persons with disability, and the elderly. Following the large-scale transfer of political, economic, and administrative power and resources, in just slightly over a decade, county governments have become indispensable pillars in promoting equitable development, fostering local governance, improving service delivery, and enhancing the realization of human rights in Kenya. Listening to the programs, I think with the incoming council, we need to develop an MOU on how to cascade access to justice to the counties through the alternative justice system, which we've been able to undertake in several of the counties. But Madam Chair, I think you did not capture that program. A lot of work has been done with the counties to see to it that we empower our people to know their rights and to claim their rights and to sort out their disputes through mediation and other modes of dispute resolutions that we know as Africans. So this realization of programs has been evident through the discharge of functions such as healthcare. In fact, on healthcare, I remember the greatest challenge that faced devolution was lawsuits by some public-spirited Kenyans who came to court to say, return healthcare to the national government. But the courts were resolute that we all have an obligation to defend devolution. And Kenyans under point when they said health services be devolved. And I could see from the report that a lot has been done to improve the health sector. The other one is water and sanitation, education, housing, and environmental protection. In addition, counties have become a critical avenue for public participation, which is a crucial element of democratic governance. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, despite the challenges that devolution has faced, including resource constraints and governance issues, county governments have continued to be invaluable vehicles in ensuring that devolution results in real improvement in the lives of millions of Kenyans. This has translated in fundamental change in Kenya's state of governance as envisaged in our Constitution. Although the judiciary is not devolved, it has and continues to robustly promote and support devolution. Indeed, since devolution came into effect, the judiciary has played a pivotal role in enhancing the realization of devolution as enshrined in the Constitution. I think when we get accused of protecting devolution, people forget that one of the values and principles of the Constitution and principles of governance is that we must support devolution. We all have a duty and obligation to show how we supported devolution. So as a custodian of the transformative vision of the Constitution and the guardian of devolution, the judiciary has developed very rich jurisprudence been essential in protecting the promise of devolution of government and enabled county governments to effectively discharge their mandates. Through their decisions, the courts have defended the fundamental pillars of devolution from alteration or erosion by defining the scope of functions and powers donated to the county governments under the Constitution. The judiciary has protected the sharing of resources and furthering the autonomy of county governments in execution of their mandates in line with the Constitution. This points to the fact that the judiciary remains a necessary institution to the realization of devolution in Kenya. Under the judiciary strategic blueprint, the social transformation through access to justice, we have made a commitment, and a solemn one to that effect, to ensure that every citizen in Kenya has access to justice. We are working tirelessly to ensure that court services are accessible within 100 kilometers of every citizen. I've traveled to some counties, and I know some counties where citizens are traveling for more than 300 kilometers to access justice. I am glad to say that most of the county governments have come forward in the spirit of collaboration and cooperation to work with the judiciary to enhance access to justice to our people. County governments have shown support through provision of land for construction of court houses, construction of court premises, renovation of court infrastructure, and provision of utilities such as water and sanitation services. And for this, we are very, very grateful to the county governments. However, there is still more work to be done, which requires our concerted efforts. In our vision of enhancing access to justice, we have a goal to establish a magistrates' court in every constituency and rolling out of alternative justice systems across the counties. Out of 290 constituencies in the country, only 139 constituencies have magistrates' courts, leaving us with a whopping 151 constituencies yet to attain this target. I therefore urge the county government to support the goal of establishing a magistrates' court in every sub-county by allocating land for construction of courts and providing utilities to the newly established and existing court stations. You will be amazed to know even this Nairobi, the capital city, 11 of the sub-counties do not have a court. And Your Excellency, the Governor of Nairobi, you have a huge task to make sure that Nairobians access justice instead of coming to crowd Makandara or Kibera or Milimani. We get courts in all the sub-counties. Regarding our alternative justice system, we also invite the county governments to work with us in the development of the NJS county action plans and to establish what we call the NJS suites, Ukumbi. So far, we have launched NJS county action plans in Kajiado. Can you clap for Kajiado? Nakuru, Turkana, Madera, Narok, Uasin Gishu, Kisumu, Trans Nzoia, and the Isiolo counties. And I've been to all these counties. If you establish an Ukumbi, I can assure you I'm going to visit your county because we are going to establish a system there where we can empower citizens to resolve their own issues through mediation, whereby we build more restorative justice within the communities, and we empower them to live in harmony with each other. I therefore invite all of you, Your Excellencies and your governments, to join hands with the judiciary so that we can all work together to ensure that our people take ownership of their justice processes based on their agency. Because, like you have declared everybody a devolution warrior or champion, we also want to declare you champions of justice in your counties. NJS offers us an opportunity to promote peaceful resolution of disputes in our country. As I conclude, it is evident that in our constitutional architecture, county governments serve a fundamental role in promoting the achievement of the aspirations for democratic governance and socio-economic development for this and generations to come. Listening to the programs that have been rolled out in all sectors, I am confident that we are adhering to the dictates of the Constitution, which remains our true north for how our county governments should be governed. Congratulations and well done. Importantly, we have multiple avenues for judiciary and county governments to cooperate and collaborate. Therefore, I urge all of us to join hands and work towards the betterment of service delivery and improvement of the lives of our people. Lastly, I'm delighted and honored to grace this occasion and to learn of the commendable contributions to governance and economic development that county governments have made in the last financial year and during the last decade. I congratulate all of you and thank you so much for the good work that you have done, and pray that God will continue to bless you and to guide you, even the incoming Council of Governors. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Madam Chief Justice. Before you leave, kindly, I'm requesting you to read the names of the new executive and the chairs of various committees. As that is being done, if you hear your name, kindly you can line up in front.
Thank you very much, MC. Thank you, Your Excellency, outgoing Chair Emeritus, Madam Han Waigoro, and the outgoing committee, Your Excellencies, members of the press, and dear Kenyans, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor and privilege to unveil the new Council of Governors, Executive, and Chairpersons of the committees. And I'll do it this way. In fulfillment with the provisions of Section 19(2) and 3 of the Intergovernmental Relations Act 2012, the Council of Governors convened a full council meeting in which elections were held for the executive and technical committee chairs. The council's elections are undertaken through consensus, and they unanimously agreed on the leadership that will steer the council for the next 1 year as follows. Executive leadership. Chairperson is Excellency FCPA Ahmed Abdullahi, EGH, Governor, Wajir County. Congratulations. FCPA means Fellow of Chartered Public Accountants. Congratulations, my brother. The Vice Chairperson is Excellency Mutahi Kahiga, EGH, Governor, Nyeri County. Congratulations. The Whip is Excellency Stephen Sang, EGH, Governor, Nandi County. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Committee Chairpersons, Finance, Planning, and Economic Affairs Committee is Excellency FCPA Fernandez Balasa, OGW, Governor, Kakamega County. Health Committee is Excellency Mudhomi Njoki, EGH, Governor, Tharaka Nithi County. Congratulations. Agriculture and Livestock Development Committee is Excellency Kenneth Rusaka, EGH, Governor, Bungoma County. Environment, Forestry, and Climate Change Committee is Excellency Dr. Wilbur Oticho, EGH, Otichiro, EGH, Governor, Vihiga County. Congratulations. Arid and Semi-Arid Lands and Disaster Risk Management Committee is Excellency Nadif Andam, EGH, Governor, Garissa County. Brew Economy Committee is Excellency Dr. Paul Otuoma, EGH, Governor, Busia County. Congratulations. Education Committee is Excellency Dr. Eric Mutai, EGH, Governor, Kericho County. Gender, Youth, Sports, Culture, and Social Services Committee is Excellency Simon Kachapin, EGH, Governor, West Pokot County. Human Resource, Labor, and Social Welfare Committee is Excellency Sakaja Ada Johnson, EGH, Governor, Nairobi County. Congratulations. Information, Technology, and Communication, ICT, and Knowledge Management Committee is Excellency Wesley Rotich, EGH, Governor, Elgeyo Marakwet County. Congratulations. Land, Housing, and Urban Development Committee is Excellency Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, EGH, Governor, Kisumu County. Congratulations, my friend. Legal, Constitutional Affairs, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee is Excellency Dr. Achiro Ayako, EGH, Governor, Migori County. Congratulations. Resource Mobilization and Partnerships Committee is Excellency Simba Arati, Governor, Kisii County. Congratulations, my cholera. Security and Foreign Affairs Committee is Excellency Benjamin Cheboy, EGH, Governor, Baringo County. Congratulations. Tourism and Wildlife Committee, His Excellency Patrick Olentutu, NGH, Governor Narok County, congratulations. Trade and Cooperative Committee, Her Excellency Madam Wavinya Ndeti, NGH, Governor Machakos County, congratulations, my sister. Transport, Infrastructure and Energy Committee, His Excellency Mohammed Hari, NGH, Governor Marsabit County, congratulations. Water and Natural Resources Management Committee, His Excellency Joshua Irongo, Governor Laikipia County, congratulations, my brother. These are your leaders. It is my distinct honor and privilege to unveil them and wish them all the best as they undertake their mandate of providing leadership to the Council of Governors in the next 2 years. May God guide you and shine His light upon you every day of your lives. Thank you.
Let us appreciate our new executive and chairs. Makofi mazuri. Your Excellency, allow me to invite again our Chief Justice to come over the buzzer to unveil the new Council Governor's leadership, flanked by the Executive. And the Chair Emeritus, kindly, you can join the Chief Justice. The chairs you can flank also. Straight slide. Let us prepare ourselves in a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let us appreciate our Chief Justice as she unveils the new Council of Governors and Executive and the chairs. Makofi mazuri. While CEO, I'm here.
Now we want to hand over the powers of instrument to the new leadership by the Chair Emeritus. We will go up there. There are instruments of power. We will go there up at the stadium, at the podium, sorry. Then you hand over instruments of power. And the instruments of power in this case are standard. Please go up. We have the COG logo that is a symbol of unity. Chair, please speak. Yvonne, hand over.
So this is the instrument.
Please, can we get our seats, please? We are not yet done. Please kindly have your seats, kindly. Then the second one is the blueprint for the council that guides the implementation of the council. That is the strategic plan. The strategic plan. Pando Bebe. Please hand over the strategic plan as well. Where the Secretariat? The strategic plan is a blueprint that guides the operations of the council from 2022 to 2027. This is the Bible. And lastly, we have the 5 processes that the new leadership is charged with in terms of implementation. And this is what they pledge to do for the next 1 year. Yes. So this is what they pledge to do in the next 1 year. And I'll request the chair, the current chair, to just read the 5 of them Chair, please.
Okay. Chair. Oh, okay. Anchoring of COG into law, COG strategic governors' welfare, including pension, commitment to COG, and composting and transfer of devolved functions.
The program. Chair, please, your
The Honorable Lady Justice Martha Koome, EGH, the Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court, Senator Veronica Maina, representing the Speaker of the Senate, the Honorable David Ochieng, representing the Speaker of the National Assembly, Excellency Anne Mumbi Waiguru, and all governors present. The Honorable Teresia Malokwe, Principal Secretary, State Department of Devolution, heads of commissions and independent offices, heads of missions, ambassadors, development partners, civil society organizations, representatives from the private sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as I step into the role of the chairperson of the Council of Governors. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to my fellow governors for your trust and support as we embark on this new chapter together. First, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible leadership of our outgoing chairperson, Her Excellency Anne Mumbi Waiguru, our chair for the last 2 years. Under her guidance, we have seen significant strides in advocating for our counties and defending devolution. Her vision and relentless pursuit of excellence have left an indelible mark on the Council, and we are grateful for her service. A round of applause for her outstanding. My sister, we can't thank you enough. As I take on this role, I am alive to the heavy responsibility. The person of the Council of Governors is not just a title, it's a commitment to the voice of the 47 county governments to advocate for our shared interests and to ensure that the needs and aspirations
When I was young, I could know that one day, one time, I will run the way I'm running. I will just create an impact where I'm creating an impact. People actually will be interested in what I'm doing.